What's good, people? I'm back at it again. It's been a long time since I posted. I apologize for that, but I'm trying to get back on track. So what we're looking at here is the 2008 Z06. Belongs to my boy Chewy. And we are going to be putting another transaxle in it. As the original one, it had apparently like a cooler leak. I'm trying to focus in. Anyways, that's a slightly used one that we got out of a 40,000 mile car. So we're gonna slap that puppy in there. But anyways, what had happened is he had apparently like a cooler leak, and it lost the fluid and messed up the bearings. And so we put some fluid in. He was able to drive it for a while like that, you know, almost a year, and it was whining, and now it kind of finally started messing up. So we're gonna put that low mileage transaxle in there, TR6060, get it going. So we got it up on the lift. Had to play with it a little bit to get it on the lift, but we're gonna get it out of there. And then also the crown jewel of our operation right here, we got the Monster Stage 2, or I'm sorry, it's not a Stage 2, it's a twin disc rather. So you can see that bad boy right there. I think these are good for rated around 700 horse. So we're gonna put that puppy in there. The car's already got a new throwout bearing in it, so we'll do all that with the other transaxle and the twin disc clutch. So yeah, that's where we're at with it. Let us get that puppy yanked out of there, and I'll get back with y'all in a little bit. All right, we're back at it under here still. We started to get some progress to get the ultimately to get the bell housing and torque tube and all that. We unbolted the factory manifolds from up there, and they're kind of just hanging down. I should be able to kind of squeeze everything out of there with that. We're gonna undo the torque tube. You got the quick connect lines right there. We'll undo those and bring it all out as a unit. If you go up inside the car, you can kind of see up inside there, you gotta pull the console and the shifter, which is pretty easy. Coming to the rear, we'll pull off the brake calipers, undo the brake lines. Other than that, it's going to come down to like upper control arm, shocks, subframe mounts. Obviously we got the exhaust and the H pipe out of it, the wheels. So honestly, it's getting pretty close to drop it out of there. We're just going to set it down on some big heavy tables and lift the car up off it. You just got to be careful when you pull all the weight out of the rear of these cars that it stays stable on the lift. I'm sure you guys have seen the horror videos on YouTube of people dropping these Corvettes off the lift, so we're gonna make sure she's nice and stable on there. But yeah, we'll catch back up with you guys in a bit. We're gonna go ahead and get this puppy yanked out of here, and I'll post another video right now when we get it out of the car. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're still at it here. We got the transaxle out. We got the torque tube chilling on the ground down there. And so we are about to disconnect the rear diff from the transaxle and put in his other unit. So we're just gonna get the new Monster clutch in it and the transaxle today, and then, you know, just come in on a fresh day tomorrow and just go ahead and get it all put back together. That way we can take our time. But there's the torque tube. That's the old transaxle. That puppy needs to be rebuilt, but it's a good core. I think the bearings are probably toasting it just from when it had that oil leak from the cooler system. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It took us a couple hours on the lift, just kind of taking our time. They're not too bad just because everything kind of comes out all modular one piece, but if you don't have a lift, it could be a bit of a nightmare. And then we put a bunch of weight in the trunk. We have a big old anvil and sledgehammers and some I-beams just to kind of preload the rear of the car. And then once we got it up, we put that one leg jack in the front too, just so it don't want to get teeter-tottering. But yeah, that's it, people. That's the latest update. We'll hit you up a little bit when we get the transaxle in there. All right, it is the next morning, almost afternoon, and a quick update for you guys. We have the Monster 24-pound billet flywheel mocked up. We're about to torque it down, and as you can see, we have the new pilot bearing right there in there. We had to go through some extra measures to get the old one out, because we had a conventional pilot tool here, and the slide just did not have the juice to pull that original pilot out. I mean, it was in a permanent home, so I kind of had to rig up a bigger one. I tried a 3-pound slide with a bolt wedged in there like this style, and that still wasn't happening, so I ended up having to get some MacGyver stuff going on here. And as you can see, that's the big dog right there, the 10-pound slide it actually took to get that pilot out of there, believe it or not. But a little trick for you guys if you ever have that issue, like basically if you stick the bolt head over where the lip's hanging in there and then wedge another bolt into it to force it in, and then I welded that into the 10-pound slide. So like I said, I had to get a little MacGyver action going on to get it in there. But yeah, the pilot's out, new pilot's in there. As you can see, we have our nice twin disc setup right there. They already have that all assembled and spaced out, and all those spacers, they have a numbered 1, 2, and 3 on them, so that you keep all the spacers in order. The round ones they didn't, but they probably don't matter, but I went ahead and numbered those just to make sure not mess with the setup at all. And then the pressure plate is also marked, that way it lines up with the spot on the flywheel, so they come all specced out like that, so you don't want to mess all that up. Keep that in order so it's nice and balanced and spaced out properly. And that's again our old setup. We went ahead and weighed them, and that one up there's billet 24 pound, and it looked like it saved close to 7 pounds roughly between the stock clutch and the Monster twin disc, and so which is about right. You don't want too light of a clutch on a car they're going to be drag racing with, because it gets a little hard to launch them. You know, on a road race car you could go like aluminum flywheel, like something as light as possible for just high RPM stuff, but this will be enough weight to get the car out of the hole for drag racing, and it'll still be light enough to free up a little bit of power and good for like RPM shifting. When you have a lighter setup, it's a little easier to shift at high RPMs. So also, this is our low mileage transaxle. Our TR6060 is already mounted up to the rear diff. So there's our old one on the floor over there. And yeah, but let me get back on it. That's where we're at. I'm going to torque down that flywheel. It's like 3 steps to torque it down. The kit comes with new bolts. And yeah, that's it, guys. We'll hit you up here in a little bit. Alright, we're on our next phase. We got the billet flywheel, Monster flywheel, all torqued down to spec in there. Got the twin disc clutch in. Got all the little spacers lined up in there properly. You can see the green mark that they have on the flywheel and the clutch where it lines up, where it's all balanced. All the spacers and everything, got it all torqued down to spec. The pressure plate's like 52 pounds, and I believe the flywheel's about 74. So got it all torqued down even. It's like a 3-step process. So that it's in there. Just next part's this bell housing, which is kind of a pain in the butt. As you can see, it kind of lowered down the cradle a little bit to kind of help massage it in there. It'll be a little easier to squeeze it back in though, because the diameter of this pressure plate is a little smaller than the stock one. So it's easier to sneak it in there. It made it a little harder the way I have the factory manifolds. They're unbolted, but they're just kind of hanging there, but I'll get it in there. Yeah. And then throw on the torque tube, and we can put the new used transaxle back in there. So I'll catch you guys here in a little bit. Alright guys, it's the following day, and we got the Z06 all back together. Sorry I would have kept you guys a little more updated mid-build, but the transaxle was fighting us going in to just get it stabbed in there in that twin disc. So, but we got it all put back together, all the new oil change and fluids in it, and so far that low mileage used transaxle that we got is working good. So it's shifting through all the gears. The new Monster twin disc clutch feels good. So we got her back on the road. Successful build. Took us about 2 days, plus a couple hours in the morning just to bleed the clutch and bleed all the brakes out, just get everything back together. But yeah, so far successful build. So we'll be doing the RPM stage 4 package on it pretty soon. After we break in the clutch and get a little bit of miles on it, we're going to do the stage 4 cam, Frankenstein heads, long tube headers, tune, injectors. Probably do the MSD air raid. So we should be making, you know, over 600 wheel when we're done. So I will keep you guys posted on the build. But yeah, so far good news, because we got the car back on the road, because that other transaxle that was in it was no good. So far she's shifting good. So we'll be in touch with y'all soon.